Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life here with Hunter and Ryan. I'm Briggs. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. Very excited to have you here as we end this week. Always a little tough coming back for your first week after a vacation, but you guys have made it really fun and you've made it go by very quick.
Good, that's good to hear, yes.
Thank you.
Have you been accustomed now to waking up at a reasonable time and, you know.
I think so, we're back at it.
No sunlight? Well, there's been sunlight, but not as intense as down there, you know.
Yeah, I could use it.
Down there in Hawaii?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
That was good meteorological insight.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I went to school for.
Well, we're rounding out the week with a whole lot more fun for you today. With events already underway today, we are going to be celebrating the fact that the American Birkebeiner is indeed happening this weekend in Wisconsin as they celebrate their 50th year. It all began in 1973 when 35 determined skiers gathered on the starting line for the Birkie and Cable. And today, the race brings in thousands of people, all ages of abilities, to the Cable and Hayward areas to take part, and it is a whole lot of fun. So much spirit out there on the course always, even though it looks a teensy bit different this year due to the lack of snow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild getting those images too of like all the grass and then the snow on their little track out there, but I'm glad it's still happening. Obviously for our newsroom, there are certain weekends where we write down on our calendar like Grandma's and Birkie and all those other big events, so I'm glad this is still happening for them out there.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah, and so for today's show, we're going to be chatting about their race a little bit, the city of Hayward and the people who call that area their home, and we'll also be going on a hidden Gems tour with the Hayward Chamber of Commerce. We're going to be meeting artists and business owners near the downtown area.
That was one of the most fun things we've done so far on this show. I think we met so many people that day.
Seriously.
And really people passionate about Hayward, so can't wait for that one.
I have no idea how many people watch us in Hayward. Like, that's so cool. It's almost outside of our region, so like the amount of people that came up to us and talked to us, I thought that was pretty darn cool.
And it's always good to know that people other than your parents are watching our show. So
Yes. Amen to that.
I appreciate you folks out there watching. But first, why not talk about how Hayward, Wisconsin came to be with a little history lesson for you folks out there. According to the city's website, Hayward was formed back in 1883, named for Anthony Hayward. He was a lumberman from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, who located the site and built a sawmill, which the town grew around. Hayward realized that the location on the Namakagon River would make for an excellent place for the gathering and processing of those logs that would be cut in the local woods there.
Oh, the Northwoods.
Yeah, there we go.
Northwoods Band.
Northern Life, Northwoods Band. Let's go. But I think there's a few murals around town. One of them I think has Anthony on there.
Yep,
right?
yep.
Tony, maybe? Tony? He probably goes by Tony.
Tony Hayward?
Less formally known as Tony Hayward.
To his friends, exactly.
The folks out there in Hayward, if you ever call Anthony Tony, let us know. Yeah.
Oh man, one of the best parts of the Birkie is the giant ski race where teams of 6 skiers share 2 24-foot-long skis racing on a short course through the downtown area. So much fun to watch. Organizers were able to hold the race last night even though there's not any snow downtown this year. It just looked a little bit different with skiers instead walking together on those kind of skis rather than actually skating forward as they do here. Those teams often dress up in costume and the results can be pretty comical. One of the groups, the Nimrods, who you're seeing video of right here, usually blow everybody out on the water, having won multiple championships, and they have a whole lot of fun while doing it. We've featured them before and they've made documentaries about themselves even. Yeah, there was I think a second documentary that they debuted this year.
I wonder if they were able to be as good this year when they had, because they probably have to lift the ski up, right? That's how it works. So I wonder if they were able to apply some of the same skills that they have with the snow.
And I was thinking about it too, how obviously we need more people for our team, but how well would we do faring in a race like that? I would probably say 0 because I've never skied before, so that's probably step 1.
I forgot about that fact about you. Also, I don't know if our height differences
that's true.
Would be bad, or maybe if like I was in the back or the front and you guys are kind of the same height.
You could probably only do the stride of the shortest person, right?
Yeah.
That probably makes sense.
And I think after our escape room too, that we saw, we don't work well together, but hopefully you'd be our team captain.
Hopefully.
We'll have to get a lesson from the Nimrods sometime.
Yeah, maybe next year. Well, hey, 50 years doing anything is a big deal, and for one man, this year marked his 50th year doing the Birkie. So earlier this week, our very own Laura Lee introduced us to Ernie St. Germain. The 76-year-old is one of the original founders of the race, and Ernie says he was encouraged by his friend, a Hayward native, who founded the race to take part in the inaugural year, and so fashioned after the race in Norway, Saint Germain is still rocking this race all these years later. Just a fantastic individual.
Yeah, he seems like a great human being, and the fact that he's still able to do it after all this time, I mean, what a great story that is, my gosh.
Yeah, he skied his race on Tuesday. They opened up the track to him so he could do it all by himself to celebrate that big milestone.
Shout out Ernie.
Kudos to you, Ernie. Way to go. Also this week, we got to meet a social media star who is certainly putting Hayward on the map on TikTok and Instagram. Hayward resident Dalton Hessel, better known online as the Northern Nerd, as he dubs himself. He's an elementary school teacher, a community organizer, podcaster, and even a social media personality. Hessel has combined his videography skills and sense of humor to amass nearly 35,000 followers across Instagram and Facebook. Our Dan Wolf got to sit down with him this week, and if you haven't seen the full story yet, you can find it at northernnewsnow.com. I highly encourage you to watch it. Dalton is a fantastic ambassador, not only for Hayward, but just northern Wisconsin as a whole. He's awesome.
Even the Midwest, too. I know there's other Midwest kind of influencers or people on social media, kind of like Charlie Barons and folks like that. But Dalton does a really good job just really promoting Hayward, Wisconsin to its fullest.
We should have him be a guest host on this show maybe someday.
Would be cool.
That'd be a ton of fun.
The Northern Nerd meets Northern Life.
Hey, there we go.
Dalton, if you're a viewer, come on over. Before we get to our big story after the break, we just want to deliver a huge thanks to Chris Ruckteschel, who you will meet from the Hayward Area Chamber of Commerce. Wonderful guy, so helpful, and just someone who loves the area as well. So if you're in the area and you need help with anything when it comes to Hayward, Wisconsin, be sure to stop by the chamber because they were so unbelievably helpful to us.
They really were. Chris is a great guy. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah. Coming up, we are off to find Hayward's hidden gems. We're going to meet a number of business owners who are breathing life into the downtown area.
Welcome back, folks. The city of Hayward has a ton to offer outdoor enthusiasts, but also has a beautiful downtown area that's full of all sorts of different shops to explore.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, we got the chance to go out and visit, meeting a handful of kind business owners while we were there who are offering everything you could possibly need.
This is all 2nd Street. We've got these really cool murals, a lot of important people in Hayward's history right along the wall here. These were all just put up in the last couple of years, actually. Those are beautiful. One of a local citizen, Stacy Hessel, commissioned an artist to do those things and did the fundraising. That's just really, really cool and have added to our downtown. And so let's head over here.
What? A Lego set? Oh, no way!
Look at that.
That must have taken some time. That is so neat.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
Our shop is an opportunity for artists to work together and inspire each other and give support. And so we have 5 artist studios here, and we each are different in what we do, but we learn for each other. And our community is very diverse, and we want to make sure we have a healthy art community as well as a healthy Berkey community. Because when the Berkey energy starts, you feel it. And then we've got these Berkey nuts here with Legos.
You're the one behind the big old awesome display out there.
That's true. A coworker gave me a little figurine one Christmas just as a stocking stuffer, and I put that together and had fun and got a couple more and had more fun. And then one night I just woke up and started having these ideas of using it as a sculptural medium and making whatever I wanted to. And I usually put clocks into them because then you look at them more than once a day.
Yeah. Art is just a happiness. And if you love doing it, you have to do it or you're emotionally disturbed. So this is our mental health, all right? But it's fun, you meet all kinds of people.
I was going to say, first off, what's the main smell we're smelling? It's fantastic.
I have soaps that are made right here in Wisconsin. And then sweetgrass and sage. I don't know if you guys have ever smelled sweetgrass, but feel free.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like simple. I grew up on the reservation here. I'm Lakudere Ojibwe, and I just wanted a spot for people to actually just have a space that felt good and represented, both my native indigenous side and my non-native side. Yeah. So it's just kind of like a collaboration of me. I want to do good. I want people to continue what we have here. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't see too many fly fishing shops locally. That's probably not a...
correct. There's not too many of them around.
This could catch me.
Like in movies or TV.
If I was a fish, I would go for this one.
I'm biased in this, but the Midwest is up and coming in that realm. There's a lot of guys that are starting to look back east towards where we are now instead of going out west as it's been for so many years now. There's cool native fish. There's a lot of water. There's a lot of good public access to that water. And then the crowding issues that they're dealing with out west, people are just, it's not what it used to be.
I've never tried it before. I've always been too scared of what I'd break or what I'd, and it seems like it's a lot of motion that you got to do. So I'm very curious on how to do it. I'd love to learn someday, but that's cool. It's a cool art. Hello! It's a surprise! How you doing?
Beautiful.
Probably a stupid question, but he takes these photos, right?
He does.
So how does he get something like that? That's incredible.
The great great that was up at the bog.
Okay.
We sat there. He sat in a tree for about an hour and a half sleeping. We were there. All of a sudden, he flew out and captured that shot. But it's a waiting game, so you just kind of sit and wait. And we try to get out there as much as we can. Right. I'm actually
This one. This is it. A little baby frogs and a butterfly. The patience you have to get this photo.
Probably like a big lens on
He has the Canon 600 f4, the $12,000 lens. That's what he uses when he shoots for wildlife.
Wow.
We've been in this spot for about 2.5 years now, and we've been in business altogether for about 4.5 years. I've been a tattoo artist for about 15 years now, and I've worked at all of the different shops that have been around here in the area, and I started down in Madison and then was up here, and I'm like, I kind of want to do my own thing. And
We just had Ryan get a tattoo on air. We surprised him.
It's a big tattoo.
All right.
Look at that. Nice.
You don't see too many tattoo shops in smaller communities, so it's kind of cool to see something like this in this kind of community. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And it doesn't have that kind of dark, scary biker vibe. Yeah.
Very nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you all.
Thanks for having us.
We got to go back there too, and there's so many other shops too. I mean, what a cool experience Hayward was, just to see all the cool people and all the cool shops, and man, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no kidding. And if it's not, the Berkey for winter, they've got a ton of other fun events. You got Muskie Fest and early summer Lumberjack World Championships in Hayward later in the summer. So many reasons to go visit, for sure.
Tons of reasons, and the people are fantastic. Well, hey, we're going to talk more about our lovely time there after the break. Plus, we're going to continue on with our lovely tour, and we're going to talk about some other businesses as well. So thanks for joining us here on this Friday here on Northern Life. Welcome back, everybody. It was fun. It was fun watching that back because obviously the people are so fantastic. And I feel like sometimes, no place in specific, but sometimes when you walk into a store, you feel a little awkward about like being there for some reason. But I think every single shop we went into Hayward, they were welcoming.
Yes.
They were happy to see us. They wanted to talk about their business. They had such a wonderful story to share about how they came to be. So it was such a fun-filled, packed day, one would say.
Everybody had so much passion, too, behind their projects. So that just emulated the entire time that we were there and emulated through a lot of what they sell or their work, too. So that was really fun to see.
And I think you especially got to have that to be a business owner. You got to be motivated and you got to love what you do. And it definitely was on full display there.
It's a lot of work, I would assume, to be a business owner. So definitely got to have that work ethic, that's for sure.
Yeah, and after we took that awesome tour around town, we traveled over to the historic Park Center Theater. It's been serving Hayward now for more than 75 years. Starting in 1948, it was first a movie theater, and more recently, it has been transformed into a performing arts space with theater, music, dance, and comedy shows. And last night, Barron, Wisconsin's Chris Crozy held a concert performance there. I hope I'm saying that
Cruzy,
name.
I think.
Cruzy, He's pretty famous too. I should know that.
That's all good.
So sorry, Chris. The nonprofit is also operated and staffed solely by volunteers. And talk about passion. We were just talking about that, and these folks to run that all volunteer-based. So cool to see.
How about that too? I mean, it's not in the main street area of downtown, but it certainly catches your eye. I can't remember the name of the other street, but it has the neon sign out front. It certainly caught our eye on.
Yeah, right as we came into town.
And the fact now it's a space, like you said, for arts and music, and we got to hang out in the green room behind the screen.
Yeah.
And also they have they still have their smoking room from back in the day. It's now like storage, and then they have a crying room from the theater from way back in the day where they used to bring babies in who are watching the movies, which I was like, I need a crying room, but
get those babies out of there. Go to a separate room if you're gonna cry. I loved all the history too, just in that room, seeing how it used to be, 100 so years ago or whatever. I thought
75.
it was 75 years
75
ago.
plus.
I thought it was very, very cool to see all the history and all the artifacts that they still had there and that they still use to this day.
Yeah. Very cool.
It was super cool.
Who was that comedian? Who was a comedian?
Oh, I forgot his name.
Oh, Louis Anderson.
Louis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Legend. A legend in Minnesota, yes.
Big legend. To wrap up our day in Hayward, we took a drive over to the Ranch Supper Club. Originally named the Aladdin in 1931, the historic landmark has notoriety for serving Chicago gangsters of the time. And today it is owned by Haley and Nathan, the duo. The Haley's parents actually owned it prior. And after the two gained valuable industry experience in California, they're now using that knowledge to provide Northern hospitality in Hayward. And so we enjoyed an old fashioned and plan on sharing our full story at the Supper Club in the near future with you all.
I'll tell you what, something that we've learned a lot about Wisconsin, they enjoy their old fashions. My gosh, those are so good. I've had so many of those in the past since we've done this show, a couple of times at least. I mean, they're very, very good drinks.
The thing that Hunter was watching spin there was also a choose your own drink wheel, but if you can't decide, the wheel chooses for you.
There's like 72 options on there that most of me have never heard of before.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Try something new when you're there. Big thanks to them for having us. It was a wonderful time. And also, before we head to break, when it comes to other spots around town to dine in that area, we did grab lunch at Main Street Tacos in downtown Hayward. And I mean, my goodness, we were pleased to say the least. It was such a good food experience. And then we also want to highlight Louis Bar and Bites, where we actually tried to go eat as well. But they're so popular that they were packed and we didn't have a place to sit. So Louis Bars and Bites, we're going to have to come back and try you out next time.
Yeah, the burritos were bigger than Briggs's head. They were huge. My gosh.
So that's a lot of good food.
A whole lot more after the break.
Welcome back, folks. Coming up next week, Ryan and I got to travel over to Bali Asian Cuisine in Duluth's Lincoln Park Craft District. We met the owner behind the new and delicious spot and get to watch their sushi expert put together a few beautiful rolls. And once again, I forgot to preface that Ryan is allergic to shrimp. And so luckily they were able to accommodate us.
We're fine. We're good. The part I could have was, in fact, delicious.
No Northern Life anchors harmed in the making of that shoot. I, for one, am very disappointed that I did not get to attend this one because I was gone.
It was during vacation. It was so awesome.
I love this restaurant. So good. Then coming up on Tuesday, Ryan gets blindfolded and brought to one of the few places in Northland that still has some snow out there. Gonna have to wait and see, though, what surprise Hunter had in store for him. Also, what is this?
I forgot that we did that.
We'll explain more on Tuesday.
Yes,
but before we go, our executive producer, Ben, informed me this morning that I need to pack my bags for Texas this weekend. That's because an organization that caters strictly to the people named Ryan are aiming to break a world record with a rodeo down in Austin. So they're trying to get the most Ryans in one space possible, trying to break a record of more than 2,300 people set back in 2017. So yeehaw.
Why are not people named Austin?
Nobody named Ryan is allowed. No B's.
Oh, it has to be just
Ryans.
R. All
Just
right.
Ryans,
Austin in Austin would have made sense, but have a great day.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.